This is a true story. It's about the high cost of hope and what it looks like to crawl back from rock bottom. The woman this happened to, she's asked to stay anonymous, so we're just going to call her Sarah. You ever have that feeling? Like you're on top of the world, but you're completely, totally alone? That was Sarah on the night of her 30th birthday. So picture this. Sarah is this total boss, a high-powered marketing director in Chicago. She's got this sick penthouse apartment overlooking the skyline, smart, makes great money, basically the woman we're all told to be. She spent her entire 20s just grinding, climbing that corporate ladder. And look, she won. But the view from the top was cold. When that big promotion email finally landed, there was no one there to high five. Just silence. Meanwhile, her Instagram feed, it was brutal. It was like a nonstop parade of engagement rings, gender reveals, and perfect family photos. That biological clock everyone talks about, hers wasn't ticking. It was a 5-alarm fire. She was just done being alone. She was ready for the real thing. So Sarah, this brilliant, logical woman, did what she thought was the most efficient thing. She downloaded a dating app. And that is when the bottom fell out. So Sarah matches with Mark, and this guy's profile, it's perfect. Too perfect. He's handsome and that rugged, I probably built a cabin once way. His bio says, entrepreneur, and this is the killer line. Just looking for a real connection, tired of the games. It's exactly what Sarah wants to hear. Their first date is at a high-end Italian spot in Gold Coast. He's charming, he's funny, but here's the trick. He doesn't just compliment her looks, he compliments her mind. It's insane how smart you are, he says, leaning in. Most people I meet are so shallow. You're substantial. Substantial. That word hits her right in the heart. She, who built her entire life on being substantial, finally feels seen by a man. He pays the $300 bill without blinking. He tells her a sad story about a past business partner who betrayed him, which explains his temporary cash flow issue. It's brilliant. It establishes him as successful, but also vulnerable, and it plants the seed for future loans. Sarah goes home that night not just hopeful, she's convinced she found him. It moves fast, insanely fast. By the third date, he's cooking for her in her apartment. He's a good cook. He buys expensive wine with her card, which he borrows because his wallet is in the other jacket. It feels domestic. It feels real. They sleep together. For Sarah, this isn't casual. She's 30. This is an investment of trust and body. This is the cornerstone of the family she's building in her mind. He tells her he loves her a week later. Her logical brain, the marketing director brain, screams, red flag, too fast. But her heart is starving. Her 30-year-old lonely heart whispers, but what if it's destiny? What if it's just right? She ignores the red flag. She chooses destiny. The mask starts to slip. He's at her apartment all the time. He's not an entrepreneur. He's unemployed. He uses her laptop, her shower, her food. He's become a very handsome, very charming parasite. Then come the suggestions. Babe,
We deserve a vacation. Let's go to Aspen. You can put it on your card for the points, and I'll pay you back when my deal closes. She feels a pinch of discomfort, but we deserve it. He said we. She's investing in us. So she books the $7,000 trip. The loans start. Small at first, $500 for car trouble, $1,000 for a dental emergency. He's always apologetic, always grateful. You're my rock, Sarah. I don't know what I'd do without you. We're a team. And Sarah, the boss at work, loves being his rock. It makes her feel needed. She's not just a girlfriend, she's a partner. She's saving him. 6 weeks in, Sarah looks at her bank account. A cold dread washes over her. She's drained her savings. The Aspen trip, the loans, the groceries, the expensive wine he likes, it's nearly all gone. She has to say something. She's terrified of confrontation, but she's a practical woman. That night, she waits for him. Her heart is hammering. Mark, honey, can we talk? I was looking at our finances and I think we need to slow down a lot. The charming mask doesn't just slip, it shatters. His eyes go dead cold. He doesn't yell. He speaks with a terrifying, calm venom. Our finances? You mean your money? Is that it, Sarah? You're holding your money over my head? No, that's not what I... Don't lie to me. I thought you were different. I thought you were this big shot career woman, but you're just like every other woman, obsessed with money. You're trying to control me. God, I'm so disappointed in you. He turns his back. Sarah panics. He's disappointed? He's leaving her? She starts to cry. She's apologizing. She is apologizing to him. No, baby, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. It's just, I'm stressed. He lets her cry for a full minute before turning back. It's okay, he sighs, hugging her. I forgive you. Just don't do that again. The trap is set. She's now terrified of upsetting him. He has all the power.
It gets worse. He starts drinking heavily. He's not charming Mark anymore. He's volatile, sullen. He stopped pretending to look for work. He's just there. One night, he comes home at 3 a.m. He smells of cheap whiskey. He's lost big at an underground poker game. Sarah, woken from sleep, can smell the danger. He doesn't ask. He demands. I need $5,000 now. Sarah is shaking, pulling the covers up to her chin. Mark, I don't have it. I told you, my savings are gone. My credit cards are maxed out. The sound that comes out of him isn't human. It's a roar. He rips the covers off her. You lying bitch! And then the first slap. The sound is sharp, echoing in the beautiful minimalist apartment. It's so loud, it doesn't seem real. Sarah crashes against the headboard, her ear rings. She looks up, gasping, and sees a stranger. His eyes are red, his face purple with rage. This isn't Mark. This is a monster. She tries to scramble off the bed. I'm calling the police. He lunges. He's on top of her in an instant. And his hands, his big, strong hands, go around her throat. Sarah can't breathe. She can't scream. All she hears is the blood pounding in her ears and his voice hissing, "You don't say no to me." Black spots dance in her vision. She's dying. in her designer bedroom, over $5,000. This is it. Just as she's about to pass out, he lets go. He shoves her head hard. She gasps, sucking in air, a raw, painful sound. He sees it. Her grandmother's gold necklace. The last real thing she has left. He doesn't just take it, he rips it from her neck. The chain snaps, stinging her skin. He looks at it, snorts, and pockets it. He goes to her purse, takes her last credit card and her car keys. He spits on her floor. Pathetic. And then he leaves. The door slams shut. And the silence that rings out? It's the loudest sound she's ever heard. Sarah doesn't move for an hour. She just lies there. A 30-year-old woman, broken, on the floor of her dream apartment. The physical pain is immense. Her throat is on fire. Her face is swelling. But the physical pain is nothing compared to the shame. The crushing, suffocating shame. How could she, Sarah, the smart one, the boss, let this happen? How could she be so stupid? She doesn't call the cops. She's too ashamed. She calls in sick to work. She hides, covering the bruises with concealer. 3 days later, a message comes through. Not to her phone, but to her LinkedIn. From a name she doesn't recognize. "Are you dating Mark?" Her fingers tremble. She replies, "Yes." The reply comes back instantly. It's a screenshot of a restraining order. "This is me, his ex-wife. He did the same thing to me, but he broke my arm. He has a daughter he's never met. He's not an entrepreneur. He's a sociopath with a gambling addiction. I saw him driving a car registered to you. Get out. Get out now." Sarah stares at the screen. The words blur. The tears finally come, but they aren't tears of sadness. They are tears of nothing. Total, absolute emptiness. He hadn't loved her. He hadn't even liked her. She wasn't a partner. She wasn't destiny. She was just a target. A convenient, lonely, 30-year-old target with a good job. The entire relationship, every "I love you," every shared meal, every promise was a lie. A calculated performance. That was the real violation. The attack on her throat was terrifying. But this was the murder of her spirit. The person who left that apartment wasn't the same one who entered it. The first thing Sarah did was break her lease. She paid a fortune, the last of her real money, just to get out. She moved to a small, nondescript apartment in a different neighborhood. She didn't tell her friends. She didn't tell her family. She just vanished. At work, she was a high-functioning ghost. She was brilliant. Her trauma response wasn't to crumble. It was to build a fortress. She threw herself into spreadsheets and strategy meetings. Her team thought she was just gunning for another promotion. They had no idea their boss was jumping out of her skin every time the elevator chimed, or flinching if a male colleague laughed too loudly behind her. She went to therapy. She sat there, this incredibly articulate woman, unable to string two words together about him. She couldn't even say his name. She just called him the incident,
She wasn't living. She was just not dying. Her entire life was reduced to two things: work and surviving the memory of his hands on her throat. She had sworn off men. Forever. Trust wasn't just broken, it was incinerated. 6 months went by. A full, agonizing, silent 6 months. And then the company hired a new guy in IT. His name was David. David was, well, he was just David. He wasn't Mark. Mark was a predator disguised as a Greek god. David was aggressively normal. He wore slightly nerdy glasses. He had a kind, quiet smile. He was the guy who brought his lunch from home in a Tupperware container. Sarah barely registered him. He was just the computer guy. He existed to fix her printer connection. He was safe because he was invisible to her. He didn't set off a single alarm because he wasn't trying to be anything other than what he was. Their first real interaction was a disaster for her. Her laptop crashed right before a massive presentation. She was frantic, on the verge of a panic attack. She called IT, her voice clipped and rude. "I need this fixed now!" David showed up. He didn't get defensive. He didn't react to her panic. He just sat down. He spoke calmly. "Okay, let's see what we've got. I'm going to run a diagnostic. It's okay. We'll figure it out." And as he worked, he just talked. Not at her, just into the air. The blue screen. My old nemesis. You know, this usually means a driver conflict. He fixed it, but more than that, his calm presence had subconsciously de-escalated her panic. She muttered a thanks and turned back to her work. A few weeks later, it's 8 p.m. Sarah is the last one in the office again. She's running on fumes and stale coffee. She hears a sound and flinches, her hand flying to her throat. It's just David, also working late. He sees her. He sees the exhaustion. He doesn't say anything. He just goes to the break room, makes a cup of tea, and sets it on the corner of her desk. "You look like you need this. Don't work too hard. Good night." And he leaves. He doesn't linger. He doesn't ask for anything. He doesn't try to start a conversation. He just gave her a cup of tea. Sarah stares at the mug, and for the first time in 6 months, she feels something other than fear or numbness. She feels warmth. It's so small, so fragile, she's almost afraid to breathe.
Their relationship builds on these tiny, safe moments. A nod in the hallway, a shared eye roll over a boring all-staff meeting, a quick chat in the break room about a new sci-fi show. It's nice. It's normal. It's the opposite of the consuming, dramatic firestorm she had with Mark. 3 months after the cup of tea. Months, not days. David catches her by the elevator. He looks nervous. He's actually shuffling his feet. "Hey, Sarah, this is going to sound random, but I was wondering if maybe you'd want to grab dinner sometime? Like, totally not a work thing, just dinner?" Ice. Pure, cold, adrenaline-fueled ice floods her veins. He's asking you out. It's a trick. It's a game.
It starts with dinner and it ends with hands on your throat. She can feel the panic attack rising. Her mouth goes dry. I can't. David's face doesn't get angry. It doesn't get cold. He just looks disappointed, but kind. Oh, okay. No problem at all, he says, giving a small, sad smile. My bad for putting you on the spot. See you tomorrow. He turns to walk away. No pressure, no guilt trip. He accepted her no. And that's what does it. His acceptance of her boundary is the one thing that proves he isn't Mark. Wait, she blurts out. He stops. Her heart is hammering so hard, she thinks she might faint. But she takes a breath. Actually, David, yes, I'd like that. The date is boring in the most wonderful, beautiful way possible. They go to a quiet Thai restaurant. He doesn't order a $300 bottle of wine. He nervously spills his water. He tells her a dorky story about how his cat keeps bringing him gifts of old socks. He doesn't compliment her substantial mind. He asks her what she thought of the latest Star Wars episode. He doesn't talk about his big future deals. He talks about the garden he's trying to grow on his small balcony. Sarah just watches him. She's quiet, but inside, she's conducting a scan. She's waiting for the mask to slip. She's waiting for the charm, the manipulation, the red flags. But there is no mask. There's just David. At the end of the night, he walks her to her car. He doesn't try to kiss her. He doesn't push. He just stands there, awkwardly. So, I had a really great time, Sarah. Me too, David. And she means it. She gets in her car and locks the doors. She watches him walk away, and she sits there in the driver's seat, and she does something she hasn't done in almost a year. She cries. But these aren't the tears of emptiness from Holdy 2. They aren't the hot tears of shame. They are tears of relief. It's a slow, aching, beautiful release. She realized she had just spent 3 hours with a man, and her shoulders were down. She hadn't been on edge. She hadn't been performing. She hadn't been scared. She finally felt safe. And that was the real signal.
We're not in Chicago anymore. It's 5 years later. We're in a modest house in the suburbs with a patchy lawn and a slightly crooked mailbox. It's 7 a.m. on a Sunday, and it is loud. Sarah, now 35, hair in a messy bun, wearing an old college sweatshirt, is sitting at a kitchen table sticky with maple syrup. She's holding a mug of coffee that's gone cold. She doesn't care. Why? Because across from her, David is trying and failing to negotiate with a 2-year-old boy in dinosaur pajamas about why a fork is not a hammer. In a high chair next to him, his twin brother is happily mashing bananas into his own hair. This isn't the clean, silent, minimalist penthouse. This is chaos. It's sticky, it's noisy, and it's the most beautiful thing Sarah has ever seen. David catches her eye from across the battlefield of breakfast. He doesn't say anything. He just smiles. That same kind, slightly dorky smile he had in the office break room. He walks over, dodges a thrown piece of toast, and kisses the top of her head. The gesture is small, it's mundane, and to Sarah, it's everything. Sarah said, "This is it. This is my life. My coffee is always cold, the floor is always sticky, and I haven't slept in 2 years, and I have never been happier." For so long, I thought the real commitment I was craving was a grand gesture. I thought it looked like an Aspen vacation, or a man who told me I was substantial. I thought love was a lightning bolt. That hell with Mark, it didn't just break me, it redefined everything. It taught me that love isn't the right word. The word I was looking for was safety. Real commitment? It isn't a lightning bolt. It's a pilot light. It's the small, steady flame that never goes out. It's the man who patiently listened to me cry about my trauma on our 4th date and didn't try to fix me, just held my hand. It's the partner who was sitting next to me, pale and terrified, but holding my other hand while I gave birth to our children. It's knowing that the man sleeping next to me, his hands will only ever be used to build our life, not destroy it. That night, Mark's hands on my throat, they tried to steal my future. They tried to end my story. What he didn't know is that David's hands were waiting to help me build a new one. So yeah, I wanted to share my story, not to scare you away from dating apps. They are just a tool. I'm sharing this to beg you, please stop looking for the fireworks. Look for the warmth. Wait for the person who doesn't make your heart beat fast with anxiety, but makes it beat steady with peace. Wait for the signal that feels safe.